Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new video. The last time I left you guys off was like probably 3 weeks ago. Me and David have actually jacked up the car here and getting ready to try to remove the diff. I'm pretty sure we got it narrowed down to the rear diff that was messed up on the car. But yeah, anyway, so in the last video again, I took my car to the drag strip. Unfortunately, I only made one pass, and on the pass that I made, it wheel hopped pretty good and spun, and I didn't really even notice it until I got back to the staging lanes again. When I turned the wheel all the way to the left, let the clutch out, the rear end was kind of popping and jerking. I was able to drive the car home. You can't really tell at all if you're up to speed or if you're going straight or if you're turning right. Everything I've looked at leads to the rear diff. I've heard a lot of people saying the axle as well. But either way, we're gonna have to pull all this stuff down and we're gonna take a look at it and see what we can figure out. So you guys just stay tuned, and we're gonna get ready to get started on the car. Oh, and one more thing. So the car's already been jacked up for probably 2 weeks now. We've just been really busy with work and haven't really had a chance to get started on it. Not the way that we needed to. So to try to keep the battery from dying, I'm gonna go ahead and start up the car here in just a minute and let it get a little bit of charge, because it might be a couple weeks with it sitting again. While I'm waiting to get the diff fixed, I'm gonna take it to a guy, one of my co-workers at work. Her husband actually works on cars, and I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to a rear diff. He does, so I'm gonna take it to him and see what he can do with it, and kind of go from there. But again, I'm about to start up the car and then get started. Alright y'all, David's neighbors absolutely officially hate me now, probably as well as David, but I had to do that. Didn't want my battery to die. Alright, so me and David are about to, actually David's working on his car right now. He's got somebody coming to get some parts off the back of the car and some shocks, I think tomorrow. Ain't that right, Dave?
Yep, before she goes to the old scrapyard.
I believe this is David's first car, right?
Yeah, don't remind me.
You guys just hang tight. This isn't going to be like a tutorial video. I'm probably just going to put the camera on us and maybe time lapse for a little bit and stop periodically just to give you updates on where we're at and what our plans are moving forward. So you guys just stay tuned, and if you like this kind of stuff, like the video. Other than that, just hang in there, guys. Guys, we kind of just got to it, if you saw in the time lapse there, but we did go ahead and pull the rear cradle out. As you can see here, we had a little mishaps. We kind of pulled on the boot too hard, and the boot to the axle broke, so I had to get another one of those, but it's not a huge deal. So all we have left to do now, we have to disconnect the differential from the transmission and then pull it off the input shaft, and then we should be free to go. And the only thing I have to do after that is obviously get the differential fixed and diagnosed, throw it back in, and throw the rear cradle back in, which will be a separate video. Yeah, honestly, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. It's pretty simple, to be honest. But again, like I said, this wasn't going to be like a tutorial video. Just kind of more of an update video. But you guys hang tight. We're going to get back onto the car and get ready to disconnect the differential, and we'll take a look at it when we get it out. Guys, on a side note, it feels weird my car being this far apart. Well, it was this far apart when I took it out. I'm actually way more apart. The whole drivetrain was down, but for me to be, or me and David to be taking it out here is kind of weird. We're definitely not professionals. I consider us more shade tree mechanics, but we figure out how to get stuff done. But as you can see here, this rear cradle is pretty nasty. If you look right here, it's pretty bad. So before all this stuff goes back up, I'm going to try to blow it off some of the stuff with air as much as I can and get it cleaned up. Same for the differential. I want to put it back in as clean as I can get it, really. But yeah, like I said, feels extremely weird having this thing so far apart. Alright guys, I know you can't really see much down here, but trying to get the bolts holding on the diff out. You can't really see it from here, I'm sorry, but once we get those out, the only thing I'm afraid of, and here's the issue that I think we're going to run into, not sure, but if we look at the diff here, so there's a shaft coming from the transmission's back there, and it bolts up directly to the diff in this type of car. So on the back end of the transmission, there's an input shaft which the rear diff slides over. So here's the issue: the exhaust might get in the way here when we try to slide it off, because this will be in the way. And the problem is that it's welded. Obviously you see a couple clamps right there, but it's actually welded here. So what that means is, if that does get in the way, my only option is going to be to cut my exhaust and then pull what I have left out, and then put everything, get the diff fixed, put everything back together, and I have to take it to somebody to re-weld it, because I do not have a welder. I'm hoping we don't have to do that. We're going to go to every length we can to keep from doing that, but just realizing that it's a possibility, so we'll see what happens. I'll keep you all updated. Alright guys, we're still working here. We really haven't made it that much further from the last time I talked to you, even though it's been probably at least an hour. There's literally 2 bolts on the top of the differential, and the problem is it's so close to the casing that you can't fit a socket under it, and if you put a regular wrench on it, there's not enough room in order to break it loose. So we're still trying to work through that. I'm not really quite sure what we're going to do there yet.
Screw it, I'm getting the cutting torch.
We're about to just yank her off now. It started raining here. If you're new to the channel, we're actually from North Carolina. It has been raining a lot more than normal this year, in my opinion. You can see here, we got the C7 sitting out in the rain. David's poor baby out in the rain.
Thanks, Tyler.
Alright guys, so I kind of wanted to skip forward and do a little, just a little explaining on exactly what happened. The video kind of skipped around a little bit. So me and David started on the car, and we got everything apart that we needed to except for the diff. And there was 2 bolts that we could not get out, and we were fighting it, couldn't get it. We slept on it, woke up on Saturday, which was yesterday. Today's Sunday, and we kind of went back to the drawing board. I went and looked up the YouTube video, and it turns out the bolts that we were trying to undo were actually, if your transmission's here, there's a plate here that kind of is in between the diff and the transmission. We were trying to unbolt the plate, the middle piece, from the actual transmission. So we looked at the other bolts, and we felt pretty stupid, because if we would have saved a lot of time and got it out that night if we would have taken out the right bolts. But we actually had to take the undo the bolts connecting the diff to the plate. So we got those out, got the diff out, but here is the plan. Again, I'm taking it to get fixed by the guy at my work, and we're going to kind of go from there. I'm probably going to upload the next video. I'm probably going to upload just, you know, for the sake of being thorough and also producing some more content, is I'm going to go today and try to get some degreaser and completely clean not only the rear diff casing, but also the rear cradle and all the gunk and grease and stuff that was on that. Try to clean it up, make it look good and more presentable. I like to have a clean car if I can, and even though you can't really see that stuff, it was definitely super dirty underneath my car, and I don't like that. So I'm going to go today, clean that up, try to make another video. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you made it this far to the end of the video, thank you for watching. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I'm always trying to make new Corvette content, and really just car content and all. But other than that, guys, I hope each and every one of you have an awesome day. Peace.